So today is we are going back to discuss the eight habits to drop to get your period back, and this is going to be part number 2. So the first on the first videos, we spoke about 4 different things. So the first one is weighing yourself regularly. The second one was body checking during the recovery journey. The other one was still checking fitness trackers, food trackers, and so on and so forth. So relying on external tools that dictate you how much you can eat or how much you can move. And also another one was following triggering accounts. And I'm specifically talking about social medias and TikTok, Instagram, even Twitter, Facebook, and so on and so forth. And also let's remember, so if you are one of those people that tend to watch the phone as soon as you get up or just before going to sleep, that's really detrimental for your brain. And something really shocking that I would like to think, I would like you to think about is that those messages, the one that you see on social medias, they're actually creating your reality. They are creating your perception of the reality. And most of the time we are bombarded with them, with messages that are not even real. We are seeing people that don't even exist, that they are portraying a life that they don't even have. So I cannot tell you the number of people that I met that were working on Instagram or that were working on YouTube and had plenty of followers, and they were completely broke and they had a full-blown eating disorder, even though they were talking about food and exercise every single day from a very healthy standpoint. So always be aware of the medias and the informations that you consume daily, because you are feeding your subconscious mind. So if, for example, let's say that if you have a child and you give them sugar every single day, and you don't give the toddler anything else, how do you think that he's gonna grow? He's gonna have lots of irritability, mood swings. He's not gonna sleep well at night. Possibly he's gonna cry a lot. He's gonna get sick quite a lot. He's gonna have tummy ache. And that's basically when you feed your brain with the wrong information day in and day out, especially very early in the morning and late at night, when your brain is like a sponge, and it's so much easier to really suck in the information that they should be really left out. So be aware of that. I'm really passionate about consuming social medias just 30 minutes a day, not a crazy amount of time, and always be aware of what you're looking at and how you perceive the world and how you feel after watching after spending time on social media. Okay, so my rant is done. And I actually would like to know from all of you, and doesn't matter if you're watching this on replay, let's activate your beautiful brain, ladies. How much time do you spend on social media, and how do you feel after you spend more than half an hour checking, I don't know, YouTube shorts or reels or posts? Do you feel that you are better off, that you're really worth it, that you're the best version of yourself, that you cannot do better? Or do you feel that you're missing out on something, that you're not exactly where you're meant to be, and that you're lacking something? Just notice this, ladies. Don't let that thought just hang there and without paying attention to it, because this is really important. This is your life. So if we go back to the 8 habits to drop, if you want to get your period back, today we're going to discuss the last 4. So one is isolation. Isolation can look very different depending on who you are. So for example, if you would like to get pregnant and you don't have a period, and you know that you get triggered by when people ask you when you're going to have a baby, or you get triggered by people telling you that finally they're pregnant, or by seeing even pregnant ladies outside, isolation for you may look like just being confined in your house, which is the safest environment. But the reality is that as soon as you leave the house, it's very easy to get triggered. And the more that you isolate yourself, the more your world is going to become small, and the less people you're going to see, and the more love you're going to receive, and the less support you're going to receive as well. Sometimes isolation also means not not talking to other about your situation, about the problem that you're going through. And that could be really hard as well, because let's say that you haven't had a period for a year and everyone is asking you, well, why you're not having a baby yet, and they don't know about the lack of your period. That can make you feel really lonely, and people don't really understand how to help you as well. So vulnerability is a big thing, but there is no right or wrong here. But normally I do tend to recommend women to share their stories at least with one person, or with a professional, or with a community, so they can, they can get the support, and they can also find coping mechanism for when they feel when you feel quite down and lonely. And remember that isolation is never the solution. As humans, we are meant to be part of a community. We are meant to give back to the community and also to take from the community. So make your own community, join an already established community, find someone that really gets what you're going through. Maybe work with a professional if you're not confident enough to really speak up with the people around you. And if something really bugs you, if a comment that you receive every week for someone that keeps asking you, so when are you gonna have a baby? So where is your period? Just let them know. Just back off, man. I don't need this any longer. Just back off. You know that you can actually ask that to people. You can say that to people in a very kind way. Don't be rude, but still you're entitled to defend yourself, to defend your energy, and to protect what's in here and in here. Step number 2, not having goals. This is actually something that I spoke with the beautiful woman that I had the conversation with this morning. It's like when you're going on holidays, right? So for example, if you tell to someone, I'm going on holiday, and they're like, oh, fantastic, where are you going? And your answer is, oh, I don't know. So when are you going on holiday? I don't know. Are you gonna fly or drive? I don't know. That's basically not having goals, right? Not knowing where you want to go, not knowing how to make that happen. Because let's say, for example, that if we go back to the holiday metaphor, so if you know that you want to travel to Italy, if you know that you're going to go to Rome, then you know straight away that you will need to save some money, that it's better for you to go during summertime or spring and autumn, definitely not wintertime, because it's really cold and foggy. And if you didn't know that, maybe it's time for you also to do the research, right? And then what else you need? You need to book a plane, and you need to have 3 weeks off to be able to travel to Europe and come back, and also deal with the jet lag. So these are all very important informations that you need to have even before you start looking at the Lonely Planet. Are Lonely Planet still out there, by the way? I am so old that we used to travel with the Lonely Planet because we didn't have internet to check where to go. That's so crazy. I remember traveling with like these thick books from the Lonely Planet to just see where we could go to sleep and for dinner, and just to check the maps of places. Sorry, it's just oh my God. I'm such a baby from the 80s. But anyway, let me know if the Lonely Planets are still out there, because I haven't really traveled that much recently since COVID. So I really would like to know. But yeah, so even before you buy the Lonely Planet, you need to have those things in place, right? So what's your goal? Maybe your goal is to stop counting calories. Yeah, fantastic. If that's the goal, then we can create a plan around it. Maybe it's to replenish your cup and to exercise less. Beautiful. Let's work on that. Maybe it's to boost your diet. Fantastic. Let's work on that as well. But if you don't have the goals, if you don't know exactly what you would like to achieve, it's really, really hard to go anywhere. So sit down today and just write it out. What are the things that are really bothering you at this stage? What are the things that you really would like to work on so that you can start feel better within yourself? And then the next step, which is very much connected, what's your why? Why do you want to get your period back? Oh, I hear so often from women that normally say, I would like to get my period back because it's healthy. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, the period is the fifth vital sign. Having a functioning reproductive cycle is the fifth vital sign, but you've been possibly without a period for quite a long time and you are not really bothered by it. So why now? What has changed? What is going on? Why do you think that your life is going to improve if you get your period back? Find out your whys and write them down. And honestly, if you haven't done so, just make sure that you pause this video right now, you write down your whys, start with 3, go up to 5 by the end of the day. I would like to see at least 15 whys by the end of the week. Because if you spend some time just working out your whys, they're gonna come out, they're gonna spill out. I remember that in the beginning, my why was I want to get my period back, so I want to have a baby. And then when I digged a little bit deeper, I used to suffer from Raynaud syndrome, and some of you may know about it, but and if you don't, just Google it for today. So and then I can obviously discuss about the Raynaud syndrome in a separate video if that's something that you're suffering with and you would like to have more information. But that would bother me tremendously. I found it really uncomfortable, painful, and not really nice to look at. Then there was my skin. I didn't like my skin that much. Then I was losing hair. They were really brittle. They were really not nice. And I was getting lots of grays. So as you can see, there were 3 whys behind the umbrella of I want to be healthy. I want to get my period back because I want to be healthy and I want to have a baby. And then there was the sex drive. Obviously, I had no sex drive back then. The energy, I had no energy, so how could I have a sex drive? And then there was the freedom, the mental freedom of not thinking about food and exercise and finishing an exercise and thinking about which food to have and then plan for the next exercise. That was freaking draining. And I used to do it every single day. No wonder that I had absolutely no brain space to think about anything else. And sometimes I wonder, what if my baby arrived while I was still in that situation? That would have been a shit show. And I do apologize for my language right now. But having a newborn baby while you're dealing with wanting to exercise every day, tracking your food, be afraid of your food choices, especially when you're breastfeeding and you really need the food. Dealing with sleep deprivation when you're already low in energy and you're already experiencing mood swings. Having brittle hair in a stage of your life when you normally lose hair, because 3 months postpartum, every single woman loses a bunch of hair. So, it's whatever it is for you, just write it down. Write down your whys, super important. And the last thing that I really would like to touch upon, but I mean, I don't really have to get too deep into it. If you're avoiding the mindset work, you're really not going to go anywhere. Yeah, for some of you, you can definitely rest, eat more, exercise less, and get your period back. But the reality is that if you're always thinking about going back to your old life or going back to old behaviors, if you feel that this is unfair, if you're still struggling with some behaviors, if you're really stuck in the scarcity mentality, if you're still experiencing very uncomfortable thoughts on a day-to-day, then some mindset work needs to be done. Despite the period that becomes a bonus in those type of situations. So really be honest with yourself and just start asking yourself the hard question. Why am I in this? What am I going to get out of it? Why is this important to me? But write it down and bring awareness to your thoughts, like I normally say, and do the work. Do the work. You're gonna be much better off if you actually do the work. You're still gonna get something amazing out of it. Doesn't matter what it's gonna be, but you're gonna get something amazing out of it. You may get some awareness. You may learn how to challenge your behaviors and thoughts so that you can choose different thoughts and behaviors. You may find out more about yourself. You may replenish your cup, your energy. You may strengthen your relationship. You may create some brain space to do something else. There's so many positive from doing the mindset work and really engaging in the recovery journey. So that's all for today. 2 days left, so tomorrow is going to be a big one because Lucy from the Period Comeback Protocol, she's gonna come in and join me for a live where she's gonna tell us how she got her period back, and it's gonna be 4 o'clock on Thursday Sydney time. And then if you're living in the US, possibly you're gonna be asleep by then, and you can definitely watch that on replay. If you live in Europe, in the UK, and you're getting ready to go to work, just listen to it while you're getting ready. And if you're in Australia, you're commuting, you're finishing work, just make sure that you tune in. So we all support Lucy because she's done so well. She's been an incredible supporter in the HA community. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman. So I really hope to see you there for the last couple of days. And then on Friday, we're going to have a little bit of a celebration. And if Fridays, I don't feel that we have celebrated enough, maybe I'm going to organize another video for next week, but who knows? For now, once again, do the work, trust in yourself, challenge your thoughts. And if you need support, guidance, if you want to follow proven steps, if you want to join a community that really know what you're going through and what you're talking about, send me a DM, and let's see what we can come up with. Bye for now.